What were we trying to talk about?
I don't...
Nostalgia.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyways.
What a bitch.
What a bitch. Actually, truly. No, but, okay. Deep moment real quick. I said I wasn't... I said I wasn't going to do it, but here I am. No, but I was going through... I was like, okay, maybe... Because then I'm trying to put some stuff on my hard drive to make room on my desktop. And I was like, okay, maybe I have too much on my hard drive, and that's why it's taking so long, or I don't know. And so I was trying to, like, go through photos and delete it, and I was like, what do I have on here? And then I just found a lot of old, like, videos and pictures, and I think the other day I had a thought. I was like, man, did I waste my youth? You know, like,
that's a question.
Right?
Did I waste my youth?
But
what classified, when are you officially out of youth? Are we out of youth?
I feel like once you get hit, you're like, oh, this is the real world. Like, you feel like what everybody's saying about the real world is fake. Yeah. And then you get hit with it, and you're like, oh, they weren't lying. Yeah. And, like, that transition from, like, senior to, like, freshman in college, like, nobody tells you and talks to you about that. Yeah. And so I feel like that transition, it's like a fucking secret that everybody kept from you. Yeah. Until you experience it. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, wow, and y'all felt that too? And everybody's like, yeah, and you're like, and nobody wanted to talk about it? Yeah. But, I feel like that's kind of the moment. Yeah. I mean, like, we're still in our youth, like, for sure.
No,
like,
definitely,
I feel like once you're 40,
but it's, like, it's a different part, though, because, like, I guess when you think back to, like, the high school adventures and whatnot, like, that's a whole chapter within itself, and then once you're, like, in college or graduated high school, whatever you choose to do, that's, like, then that's a whole other chapter. Like, it's just two separate things. So, I guess, like, thinking back to, like, high school, you're like, did I waste my, like, high school youth?
And that's what I was just kind of thinking about, you know?
Sometimes I feel like I did.
Exactly, same. I think about that, too. I'm like, did I really? Because, like, I mean, my mom put the fear of God into me. So, like, I wasn't trying too much. Yeah. I mean, not that there was a lot to do, really, or, like, a lot to try. I mean, I was, like, I'm not trying to get in trouble, but now I'm, like, an adult.
And now I can get prison. In, like, big girl trouble.
Big girl trouble, like, jail
I'm not trying to do that.
Right? So, like, and then now your brain's developed and shit,
and now
high school.
Yeah, now you can actually think about the consequences, like, before you do something. Exactly. Instead of, like, halfway through something, and you're like, oh, shit, there's consequences to this.
Exactly. So that's what I was kind of thinking about. I was like, man, did I? But then, I guess, like, light at the end of the tunnel or whatever, I was going through those photos, and I think what I miss... I don't really miss the people. Yeah. Imagine if they watched this. That's what I was like. I don't really miss the people I hung out with. Just because we got to... Oh, my eye twitched a little bit. I was like, ooh, girl.
Hey
now.
Right?
No, I think a little bit of irritation slipped in. It's not so much that I miss them. I just kind of miss those memories and those feelings. Yeah, no, for sure. You know?
That, like, youthful feeling of, like... Yeah. Kind of just being able to do whatever you want. No, yeah, I definitely miss that. But then also, I think about, like, where I am now compared to, like, who I was in high school. Yeah. Oof, that's even, like, my senior year of high school. Like, that's just completely two different people. For sure. And, I mean, I know, like, who I was, like, my senior year, or, like, during high school. Like, I know that me would love to see, like, me now. Yeah. Like, this is, like, truly who I wanted to be in high school. Yeah. But, like, I just... Like, for whatever reason, like, I just couldn't, like, attain that. So, like, in some ways, like, well, not in some ways. In many ways, I am much happier now than, like, obviously in high school. But, like, if I was able to be myself now and in high school and be able to still, like, have that, like, opportunity to, like, just fuck around and, like, do whatever you want. Oh.
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's just, like, the whole, like, I feel like in high school, well, okay, so... The bright side is I found these old videos and stuff, and they were just, it was like when I first got this camera we're filming on, and I was just filming random-ass moments. Yeah. And I remembered, I was like, you know what? I actually did have a really good high school experience. Yeah. After my parents divorced, and we moved.
Oh, were your parents divorced? My parents were divorced, too. Oh, my God.
Crazy? Is that why this...
this is working?
I think so.
Is that why we're funny? I think so.
Maybe, possibly, strongly.
Something to do with
it. Well, I think after that, and after we moved, and I was, like, in a way better, like, headspace. Yeah. I had better friends. Or, like, I think I was just really finding my people and finding myself, and other people were like me. I didn't really feel so much like an outcast in high school and stuff. And, yeah, I think, like, looking at those videos, I was like, I did have a lit-ass time in high school, actually.
Oh, I had a fun time. Yeah.
And so now I'm trying to tell myself, you didn't waste that time. Yeah. You just fucking forgot. And I think I blocked a lot of it out.
Yeah, maybe that has something to do with it.
Because I think part of it is they are kind of painful memories in the sense of, like, I'm not friends with those people anymore. I don't have connections with those people anymore. Yeah. Like, part of me doesn't like watching those videos because I remember when things went sour, but, like, watching before it did, you know? Yeah. It's like, I was having a really great time, and I don't think I wasted my youth, because we really were doing, see, she stopped recording, little hoe-ass bitch. How many derogatory things can I, okay. Yeah, I wasn't wasting. Yeah. I don't think I wasted my youth. I think I had a great time. We were always... Yeah. And I think a little bit more so now, like, we were always taking pictures, but not just, like, taking, like, okay, like, let's smile. Yeah. Like, we were having adventures. We were driving around. I mean, I found some footage where I don't even know where we were, but we were somewhere, and we found this, this abandoned truck. Yeah. And it was kind of old, and then, like, a shit ton of bricks around it, and all this weird stuff. And we just found that, and then we were just hanging out there. And I don't even know where we were. It was definitely, like, an hour or so away from here. Yeah. Yeah, and even the photos we were taking, like, we were thinking about them. We were, like, you know, we were putting some thought into it, and they were... it was skillful shit. So I don't feel like I wasted it. I just think I forget sometimes because I don't want to remember, because again, all I think about is, like, okay, well, I'm not friends with those people anymore. Yeah. Like, but I think it's not so much, I think everybody just kind of outgrew each other. It didn't really work, or, like, we were just really immature, because now I think, like, I'm definitely happier now. I definitely have, like, way less toxic people in my life.
Oh, for sure.
Like, way better friendships. Like, people who get what friendship means.
Also, like, you know, being an adult is sometimes fun. Like, being able to, like, just kind of do whatever you want.
Oh, literally.
Like,
yeah.
That,
like, there was a high of, like, forgive me, parents. Like, sneaking out. Like, that shit was fun.
That shit was fun. But then also, like, now, like, we don't have to sneak out. If we want to, like, go out and then come back whenever, like, we can do that.
Which I love. And, like, and that's the best part about your freshman year of college is you're, like, nobody's policing you, you know?
I remember, like, the first, like, official, like, trip that I ever, like, planned, like, with my friends after high school, where I didn't, like, really have to ask my parents, like, if I could go or not, and we just planned it. I was like, wow, I can just go to the beach if I want. I mean, granted, I need the money, but, like, but, like, if I wanted to do that, I could just do it.
That actually is really fun, and that level of, like, being independent and just being, like, texting your parents, like, oh, yeah, just so you know, I'm going here this weekend, or I'm doing this, and, like, and
they're just, okay.
Yeah, right? Because, there's definitely pros. Yeah. There's definitely pros to it.
But there is a certain level of, like, I don't know if it's just kind of, like, trying to, not glorify the whole thing, but, like, a wishful, like, oh, in your youth, and, like, sneaking out, and then you can't, like, your parents are just trying to tell you no, but you just want to go have fun. Yeah. Like, there is a certain element of, like, wow, like, that was the time.
Yeah.
And, like, being able to tell your friends, oh, yeah, like, I snuck out to, like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
like, that was just kind of, I don't know, those are fun stories to tell.
Exactly. But I think, I don't know, because then sometimes people tell, like, stories now, and you're, like, sometimes you have to be, like, okay. Sometimes you have to be a messy person to have those wild stories.
Oh, no, for sure. Which is kind of, like, I'm a little bummed out, because, like, my anxiety doesn't let me be too messy.
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly thinking, like, that I've always been like this. Like, that's why in high school I could never really have those, like, crazy, messy stories. It was because my anxiety was always just like, hey, but what if this happened?
Yeah.
And, like, I was always so aware of the consequences of, like, not even if, like, my mom would find out. Because I know, like, my mom trusted me. She knew most of the stuff that I did. Like, just because, for A, I'm not sneaky. And then B, like I said, she trusted me. She'd much rather have me tell her where I'm going than me sneak out and her not know. So it's like, I had that level of, like, not really, like, having to worry too much. But then I just didn't want to get in trouble.
But same.
Like, I'm just too much of a baby. I don't like getting in trouble.
Yeah,
like,
same. No, I totally get that. And, like, again, when you become an adult, you're so aware of that. You're like, do I even have money to, like, pay somebody back?
God, yeah.
Bail me out of jail?
I will say, like, bailing out of jail. I'm like, shit, I can get arrested. But then also, like, when you're drunk, you don't have those consequences.
Yes.
Like, you don't care. Like,
yes. Yeah.
You're like, did I just pay $10 for a drink? Yeah, I did.
That's true. And I think sometimes, like, I mean, yeah, 2019 wasn't, like, the greatest year ever. But then I do look back at photos.
First half was good. I'll say first half. They had us in the first half. I had a good first half of 2019.
Yeah. I mean, there definitely were moments.
Yeah.
And I think, and this is a point I wanted to make, is we live in a society. I always hate being like,
you live in a society.
Sorry,
I live in a constant fear of anxiety.
No, what's the theory? It's the social order, or what is it? When you, like, see yourself into the mirror or whatever.
Oh.
And you're part of the, what's it called?
The fucking
complex something.
Yeah.
Complex.
Yeah.
What is it that's gonna drive me crazy? Basically when you're part of society, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The
Come on, psych major.
The motherfucking I'll get back to you on that one.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway, so I think about that.
Yeah.
Where was I going? Oh, anyways, we live in a society that is very, like, media-based and all the senses, and then we all, since fucking forever, since fucking John Hughes hit the motherfucking scene, we've, like, just grown up on these, like, coming of ages and stuff, and we see these coming of ages, and we think that's how our life needs to be, and we need to be living up like that, and, like, I think you just have to, and I mean, that's how they profit. That's how they profit off of us, is because
off the yearning, and the desire for something more, like,
or for that escape, or for expecting life to be more than that. But I mean,
sometimes the coming of age lasts, like, fucking 10 years. Like, bitch, I'm still going through my coming of age. Like,
I will still be going
still be going through that.
Yeah, exactly. And, so I just think, like, I don't know. Like, I try not to let that get to me, because you're trying to hold yourself up to these expectations, or you hear all this whack-ass shit that your parents did or whatever, and, like, while that was cool...
But that was a different time.
Exactly.
That was such a different time.
There are so much more consequences now. There's so many more ways for people to find out what you're doing.
Yeah.
And also, then I mean, like, I shouldn't say who, but I have some family members who have, like, great ass stories, like, they're fun as fuck. I'm like, oh my god, I've not even come close to the crazy ass shit that you've done. But they did that stuff when they were on drugs, when they were on alcohol, and now they're alcoholics.
Look at all addicts. Look at them now.
Yeah, exactly. So then I feel like, hello, Mayo.
Our neighbors.
Sorry, our neighbors. We're filming a podcast, neighbors. Wait, they're home?
We don't know who they are. They're never home.
They're probably
never
home. Anyways, I mean, I feel like we're living up to their expectations. I feel like it honestly all started in the 80s, and we're, like, trying to live up to that, but it's, like, a different world. Well, when you think about it,
the 80s was really the first time that, like, as teenagers, you could have that, like, opportunity to, like, explore. Because, I mean, before that, like... There was fucking wars. There was, like, you were expected to immediately, like, start working. Like, school.
That's true.
School
have
wasn't,
a family.
like... have a family. Like, going off, like, even sometimes, like, even graduating high school or college. Like, that wasn't always, like, expected, because you were wanted to, like, you know, provide for the family and go ahead and, like, go off. And so, like, 70s, 80s, that's really the first time that, like, like, teenagers had the opportunity to, like, be teenagers.
That's true. Yeah.
Which explains why they went fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and I feel, and we've had this conversation, like, I feel like people a part of our generation, we see our parents and we see the effects of living that life has had, and then you're kind of drilled into the consequences of that, and, like, you really have to think that stuff through. And, I mean, I'm sure any of us can think of somebody who, like, they're living a lit-ass life. Yeah. It's crazy. I mean, like, and I'm saying lit-ass, like, not adventuring. You gotta have a certain type of money and privilege and job to do that. I'm talking more, like, people who are just, like, partying and have those crazy-ass stories, but they're not somebody who you always really want to be close with because
it's exhausting.
It's exhausting. They don't always have, and this is a generalization, but they don't always have, like, the best personality traits. Like, there's people who I think are so cool, they're living the life I want, but then I meet them, I hang out with them a little bit, I'm like, you're not somebody I really trust, you're not somebody who cares or whatever, and then it's just, like, it's not good. You know, I think we're just so aware of the consequences of everything. And then also, too, we're a generation that's more aware of mental illness and, like,
everything that's, like, surrounding that. Like, basically everything that the generation before has kind of ignored and was like, you shouldn't, not, basically just being like, you know, like, this stuff doesn't matter, or, like, being, like, not, like, politically correct, or, like, being too sensitive. Like,
or they're dependent on things, which doesn't help the mental illness, you know? So, like, there's that, and, like, then all these movies that we're watching, they're not even talking about depression or anxiety, and, like, you can't live up your life sometimes because of that, you know? Like, sometimes you just want to be home, and that's okay. It's okay and then there's, like, FOMO, and then you look at your phone, and there's all these people with, like, their false realities of, like, oh my god, I'm literally living my best life. They're in, like, their little bikini photos on the beach, and you're like, fuck, I want to be there.
I want to be on the beach in a bikini. Like,
but, like, that's not reality. It's not realistic, you know? So, anyways, I'm trying to find some peace of mind with that, you know?
Well, like, what you always tell me, because I know I get into my, like, type of mood where, I mean, you know, I get stuck in the past a lot. I'll be going through, like, you know, the old pictures and be really, like, sad because of, like, seeing how good something was, and then now that's, like, not there. But, like, the past, like, kind of like we've been saying, like, it's not always that great. Like, we kind of pick and choose what we want to remember.
That's true.
Like, you know, we'll see pictures of, like, the really fun times, but then what's not shown is, like, the, like, really fucking awful times of, like, that. And then also, like, we ballin' now. Like, not ballin', but, like...
Yeah, I have to
keep... Emotionally, mentally and emotionally ballin'. Physically, not there yet.
Yeah. I have to keep reminding myself of that. Like, just to stop comparing myself to the past. I mean, I'm glad it's... I don't know. And now, lately, I've been looking at, like, you know, when you look at old photos and you're like, I look so good then.
Oh, my God.
But Dude, right? But I have to remind myself that at that point in time, I was also looking at old photos and thinking, I look good then. Like, I always keep thinking that. But lately, though, I'm looking at old photos and I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking?
There's, like, two different times where, like...
let me. Yeah. And now I'm like, I'm on a glow up. I just keep looking better.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm doing now. It took long enough.
Like,
took a while.
We're figuring it out. But, like,
I'm glad I'm just not doing that. At least I'm not looking back and being like... But I all my friends who do that, I try to remind them, and myself. Yeah. Just, like, you were doing the same thing at that time. Like, you're looking at yourself a year ago. Ooh. Still happening. Is that filming? As I hit the camera. Hold on. Can you... Oh, it's because I'm not hitting the right button. Okay. Anyways, you were looking at yourself a year ago, and a year ago, you were looking at yourself whenever, and you were like, oh, I looked better then, you know? So
yeah. Well, like, for me personally, like, I'll look back at pictures and be like, wow, like, I looked great then. But yeah, like you were saying, like, during, like, when that picture was taken, like, like, sure, you can look great, but, like... It's not always it. Like, kind of, at least for me, like, kind of, like, remembering, like, everything that went into, like, looking like that, it, like, wasn't great. And, like, like, you kind of, at least for me, like, I kind of forget. I'm like, ooh, that was not a great time. Like, like, yeah, sure, like, I might have, like, looked good or, like, thought I looked good, but, like, it wasn't, like, a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
And then also, like, now being around people who, like, really get you and, like...
Yes.
And being able to have the freedom of, like, yeah, sure, like, I looked good back then, but, like, now I'm trying to, you know, I'm still trying to look good, but I'm able to experiment in different ways of, like, what that necessarily means. And being able to, like, surround yourself with people who accept that and, like, will, like, encourage you to, like, do whatever. And it's, like, it feels, like, really good.
Yeah, and you're not in high school where you're constantly around other people who are judging you, making you feel less, or, like, scrutinizing you, or if that's a word, I don't know if you can say scrutinizing, but there's that, and you're also not around people who feel like you need, you know, you had friends then who were like, we need to talk every day, like, you're almost dating them. Yeah. You know, like, I think I like now that, like, at least the people I'm around, we have very adult friendships. Like, I don't feel like I have, like, the best friend, the one singular. I have multiple, and I have plenty of people who it's like, we'll check in every now and then. We'll make sure it's like, oh, it's been a second, let's hang out, you know?
Well, and being able to, like, be friends with people and not have to talk every single day. Yeah. Like, and just knowing that, like, sure, we're not talking every single day, but, like, when we do, it's exactly like how it was before. Exactly. And then being able to jump back in those conversations and have fun catching up. Like, I love catching up with people. Like, if it's been, like, a couple weeks and we haven't talked, like, being able to have those long conversations about, like, oh, well, how's life been? And this is what I've been up to. What have you been up to? Yeah. I love conversations like that because it kind of reminds you of, like, wow, everyone's, like, living their life at different paces. True. And, like, we can still just exist and, like, be able to talk.
Exactly, and going to people for different things, too. Like, I have some friends who I just know, like whatever I need, they're the better friend for it. Yeah. You know? And, like,
and that's okay.
Yeah, like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that because everyone has different, like, you know, things that they're good at handling or talking about or knowledge. Like,
sorry, the train just splashed back on my face.
But yeah, like, it's completely okay to have different people. Like, something that I may be comfortable talking to one person about, maybe this other person doesn't either have the experience or knowledge to be able to understand what I'm talking about. Yeah. And that's completely okay. I would never hold that against them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, that's where I'm at mentally. God, and it was literally just shifted like that, like, an hour ago or whatever, but I think that's really everything I would want to say on that topic. Just, like,
basically, nostalgia's a bitch, and it's not all that, like, the past is not everything that we make it out to be. Like, exactly. That's why it's said over and over again, you can't live in the past.
That's true.
Just because, like, you just can't. There's too many things that you choose to not remember, and then you glorify other things. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But, I mean, when I think about then and I think about now, I'm definitely in a better place. It's just, like, we're just I think we're finding our grounding. I think... Yeah. I mean, I know everybody wanted this to be the year, you know? We were like, yes!
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet.
It's only April? Yeah. Are we halfway through April? What day is it? Oh, my God. We're already halfway through April? What the fuck?
I'm just ready. I just need to stop telling myself that, like, every day needs to be a hype-ass day. And that's hard during the summer, too. Because you feel like it needs to be like that in the summer. But I know I'm living, like, a good-ass life. And I know it's, like, where I'm at is awesome. All these relationships that I have are so positive. Yeah. Great. And, like... Yeah, like, not every day is, like, crazy cool, blah, blah, blah. I mean, because, again, we're not fucking in high school. Yeah. Like, I mean, I have
like, sometimes you gotta
save my money.
Yeah, sometimes you have to have an adult moment. And be like, listen, I gotta prioritize some things. Yeah. And if going out and getting blackout doesn't happen, then, you know what? Yeah. Sometimes it's just, that's what you gotta do.
Yeah. But I think, hopefully, when this is all over... Yeah. I'm hoping, and it's hard too because not everybody's on that, like, wave that you want to be on, or...
But, like you've been saying, like, I think when all this is over, like, the whole, like, coronavirus quarantine, we're all going to be on the same wave.
And I'm ready. I hope it's, like, my birthday.
Her birthday was a lit-ass time, and everyone was... It was good.
Everybody was on the same wave. We were all on the same wave. And because, like, sometimes, you know, when you go out, and it's totally valid. You or your friends, somebody who's just like, they're like, I don't really want to get that lit. Yeah. And, like, that's okay. But my birthday, everybody wanted to. We were all living it up. That was insane.
Speaking of, like, thinking about the past and feeling nostalgic, I obviously, like, I love that night, but, like, that's not like, a sad nostalgia that I think about. Like, I think about that, and I think about what a lit-ass time that was, and, like,
so
thinking of that memory makes me so happy.
Yeah.
And, like, but it doesn't make me sad. It makes me happy for, like, more nights like that to come. And maybe it's because we're still living in that moment to where it's not, like, that kind of thing, but like nights like that make me excited for the future.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm hoping like it'll be like that after summer, like we're all just like let's live it up. Yeah. I think everybody's just we've been dealing with a lot and there's a lot and there's so much pressure on us. Like, it's just a different world.
Well, in the past, like, 5 minutes, all I've had is just Ribs by Lorde playing in my head. Like, that one fucking line, like, it feels so scary getting old. Like, but I'm like, I think that's why, first of all, that song resonates with so many people and, like, why it literally just, like, heartbreak. Yeah. But, like, it's because I've been thinking, in the past 5 minutes, this is what I've been formulating in my mind. But it's like, we feel nostalgic towards the past because we know what that is, and we know it's so familiar, and even, like, all the good, the bad, we know what it was. Mm-hmm. And, like, we can prepare for that, but, like, the future, like, I don't fucking know what's gonna happen. Like,
that's true.
It's kind of like the same thing, like, what's that saying? Like, face the enemy you know, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Like, you know,
I know that phrase.
I'm probably not saying it right.
That's right.
But, like, it's like I'd much rather deal with something that I already know than, like, go off into this whole new different thing. Yeah. And that's kind of, like, what makes it so scary. It's like the future's scary and the past is sad, so, like...
I mean, honestly, I think that's why...
Sad girl apartment.
Sad girl pad. Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of why quarantine's also kind of daunting is because, like, we don't know, and there's no, like, end date. I think that's what gets to me, is there's not an end date. There's no definitive. Yeah. But, yeah, no, I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying, and, like, I think the other thing, too, is you see other people who are, like, the same age as you or younger, and they're just already, like, so successful, and they're just, like, they're just off of it, and it's like that's so awesome, and you want to be them, and then you don't feel like you're sufficient enough or you're not good enough because you're like, oh my god, I have all these dreams, but I feel like, well, one, they hustled to get there. Yeah. Sometimes, two, they had a little help. They had a little help to get there. But I think we just have to get past comparing ourselves to others because I think that's when you just hurt yourself. And then I think we have such ageist mentalities, and I think we have to get past that. Like,
well, that's kind of like what I'm saying. Like, it's the youth isn't the only time for like these lit ass like experiences. Like, you can you can be in your 30s, even 40s. I don't fucking know. Yeah. However old, and still have a lit ass time. I mean, granted, there might be like a little more like adult responsibilities, and like hangovers might be a little worse. But like, but just because like you get older doesn't mean that you can stop. If anything, like I would think theoretically you should have more money, and so like you could ball a little harder. But like it doesn't have to stop. Like,
that's true. And I feel like we have to keep telling ourselves that. But I love
there's not like an end date to any of this.
But I love the more articles that are coming out, or like I like the celebrities who you see that like are kind of like, look, I'm in my 30s, I'm in my 40s, and I'm doing this. Like, I know I'm gonna say your last name wrong, or I'm gonna remember it wrong, but Ava DuVernay, she directed A Wrinkle in Time, the remake. Yes. She directed oh god, it was the Central Park 5 or something like that. Or yeah. You know what I'm talking about? I follow her on Instagram. I should just look it up.
Called? Yeah.
I'll just go on her IMDb. But she was like 35, and then she just like hopped on the scene as a director, and she's like killing it. Like,
well, even like I can't remember. I can't remember who this was, but I saw a celebrity, and it said like so and so celebrates their like 30th birthday or like 35th birthday, or something like that. And my first thought was like, wow, like they're that old, but then I'm like, that's not fucking old.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's not old. And
DuVernay.
Let me see.
DuVernay.
We're just making fools of ourselves.
I know. She's gonna. When They See Us, that's what it was called.
Yeah.
I still need to watch it, but I know I'm gonna be so depressed.
I got halfway through that, and I think I cried probably all the episodes, and I cried, and I was fucking furious.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
anger. And...
I was so angry.
Yeah, I know.
But it was so well done. Like, it was so good, but it was just one of those things where I'm like, it made me so angry and, like, upset. Because, like, like, just seeing it. But it was very good.
Yeah. I know it's, oh my God, I keep burping. I'm so sorry. But it's on my list.
Yeah.
I have to.
Yeah, no, be in the right headspace.
But yeah, or last example, of course I don't remember her name, but the chick who plays the recent Aunt May and Spider-Man.
I don't know her name, but yes.
But she's in her 50s and she
looks
good.
Oh my God, she looks great. She looks hot.
And she does, and everybody's like, Aunt May can't be hot, and people are like, get out of your head that's
Aunt May is hot, okay.
Right? But that's what a 50-year-old needs to look like, is this old-ass lady. Like, this works, like, stop being ageist, but I think we have to tell ourselves, like, your teens and your 20s shouldn't be the only time in your life where you should be living it up. Or even your 30s. Like, your 30s, you don't need to be settled down by 35.
Well, it kind of is all, like, a little echo from, like, it's all, like, a ripple from, like, the 80s, 90s, when, like, when you're expected to have these lit-ass times, but it also, like, I mean, if we really want to get into it, like, the concept of, like, losing your virginity or having sex for the first time when you're, like, 15, 16, like, around that age, like, that is so young.
And there she goes again. No, that's incredibly young.
Yeah. I mean, but the whole concept of that's when you're like expected to like have sex or whatever. Like, first of all, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's so young. Like, you like whenever you feel comfortable, like that's the correct age it should be. Like whenever you're comfortable with that. But it's like the idea of you're supposed to start doing all this stuff so young.
Yeah.
And then that's like leaves the rest of your life for what? Like.
That's true, yeah. And the for what is to, like, meet somebody you're supposed to be in love with.
Settle down and have kids by the age of 20.
And have them work.
Like, no.
No, literally.
That's our age. Like,
I'm so thankful that I only know one. I'm only friends with one married couple. I'm only one.
I know, one. I think I know, like, three. Yeah. Like 3 or 4 couples, I think.
I mean, I know that's...
And I know 2 and 3 or 4 couples, and then 2 people outside of those couples already have kids. Which is terrifying. And I'm like, I know that wasn't planned, but... they seem to be having a great time, so...
Yeah, my one married couple friend, good on them.
Yeah.
Like, good for you guys. It's working out very well.
Granted, the couples I know that are engaged, they do seem genuinely happy, so I'm like, okay, that's... Sure.
I feel like people want to shit on me when I get this way because my parents are divorced.
Yeah.
You know, where I'm like...
Yeah.
You know? I feel like I don't want to get married. I don't think I will ever want to. Yeah. I'll be surprised if that changed. I mean, imagine I'm like 36 watching this and I'm like about to get married. Yeah. And I'm like, wow. But I mean, I don't see myself settling down until my 30s or like mid 30s. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck, maybe my 40s. But then there's that crazy pressure that people are like, well, biologically, and do you want to be an old parent?
Well, first of all, I want to adopt. So like,
go off.
I want to adopt.
Kids.
I think I would like kids, but the whole
like one.
Oh, one single, one child, please. Thank you. Don't be shy. Just one. Just put one. But like, I don't know if I believe in like marriage necessarily.
Yeah.
If any, I can't really think of any good reason why. I mean, obviously, like, well, it's like because at least for me, like in my personal life, seeing the examples of people that I know that are married and kind of how everything's like gone to shit once they got married, like.
Which is crazy.
I don't get that.
Like, you can date for 10 years, then you get married, and then
shit hits the fan. Like,
wild.
I don't get it. And so, like, and again, it's just from the examples I've seen, like, growing up that are still around me. It's like, marriage isn't, I don't know what it is, but, like, marriage don't always work. Yeah. I mean, not to say, I do plan to have a long-term partner. Like, that's kind of, at least for me, that's my end goal. Like, I would like to have someone to, like, long-term, like, be my partner. Mm-hmm. But, like, marriage, if it means a lot to my partner, if they truly, like, if that's something that's, like, really important to them, then, I mean, I'm not, like, really against it in a sense. It's just I personally don't really care. But if it's something that my partner wanted to do, then I'd be like, sure, why not? But then that brings me to the question. Actually, no, I'm not gonna bring that topic up yet. We're gonna wait for a little bit.
Sorry, I got thoughts.
Okay, yeah.
Well, one, I see relationships for me.
Yeah.
I just think, and even in the one that I'm in now, it's just like, it's just good until it doesn't make sense anymore. Okay. You know, like that's how I see them. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna be one of those, like, lucky people where I'm like, oh my god, yes, I'm gonna, like, love and it's gonna be awesome to be around this person for the rest of my life, you know? Like, I'm always gonna want to try, you know, because I think that's part of it is, like, when you get married, I think you stop trying, like, you feel like you don't need to make this effort anymore. I think that's what some of it is. I mean, I think it's scary. It definitely scares me to, like, well, one, I try not to be dependent on the people I'm dating. Like, I don't, my fucking social media accounts don't become my fan page for them.
Let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about that. If you're dating someone and your fucking social media page becomes a literal fan account for your partner, I'm sorry, I'll shame you. I'll call you out. I don't care.
Yes.
If all you post is not even like, well, I guess like you and your partner, but if it's like specifically just like your partner or you and your partner, the entire blocked. I'm sorry, unfollowed. I don't want to see that.
Nobody wants to see it. I promise you. I'm sorry, I promise you. But you're probably one of the few people who think your partner's cute. Yeah. We don't think your partner's as cute as you think they are. And I get it. You're like, oh my god, like, I need to show them off. They deserve it.
You don't need to do that.
We don't fucking care.
No one
Nobody
cares.
Nobody cares.
Make a little private Instagram for whenever you feel the need to do that. And label it me and my partner's co-account.
Do you have a following? Nobody cares unless you have a following.
I don't. I think I am just very
anti-hetero. That's what it is.
Yes, because
of hetero people.
Yeah, it is. Anti-hetero. I'll get that tattooed right here. Keep that shit away from me. I don't want it.
My new tramp stamp. Anti-hetero.
Anti-hetero.
No, but literally, straight people be so cringe sometimes.
I don't have the time or patience for that, and I don't care.
I don't care.
Also, if you're a man, fuck you. First of all, I don't want any extra men in my feed. Like, I don't want any extra men other than
they're so vanilla.
Oh my god. Other than the ones I handpick to follow, like, I don't want to see you. Keep it away.
I mean seriously though. And it's just like I don't understand being that dependent on somebody. I feel like it's so important when you're dating somebody is to have your own lives.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't need to talk every day. I mean, outside of quarantine, like, in my own relationship, we only talk. I mean, maybe a day or two will go by and we'll be like, oh, okay,
you're still here.
How are you?
Good to check in.
How's things going, you know? But, like, you don't need to, and I feel like you don't have to like all of the same things. And it just keeps it interesting. Like, I don't want to ever leave a relationship and be like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to feel even more lonely because, boom, there goes all of my friends.
That, I will say, that is one of my biggest fears, like, being in a relationship and, like, suddenly, like, losing myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I'm the kind of person that, like, that would let that happen. But, like, seeing that happen to other people, like, it makes me so sad.
Yeah. Well, I can't hang around people like that.
Yeah.
If you are so involved with your partner and all you can talk about is your partner, all you can post about is your partner, I just can't. I just think there's really a lot of value in individuality. And also I think it benefits your relationship. I mean, it keeps both of you interested.
It's healthy, like,
for sure, you know? And as someone who has both lived and not lived, I mean, we kind of did shit backwards. I mean, me and my current boyfriend, I mean, like, we lived together for a little bit and then now we're not. I mean, everything's still fine. I mean, like, it is nice to live together, but we still had our own lives. Like, it didn't feel like...
Also, I think being able to recognize that, like, maybe we don't want to live together, but still be in a relationship. I think, like...
For sure.
I think that's completely okay.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just here, I'm like, shit on the normities of...
For sure.
Like, whatever you think is, like, a normal relationship.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like, fuck that. Do, like, whatever you need to make your relationship work. If you really want to make it work, whatever you need, whether it's live together, don't live together, like, create whatever kind of schedule or, like, do whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I think a relationship can be whatever you want it to be.
Yes.
If you enjoy spending time with this person and they make you feel good, I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I think... Also, just don't, like, go into it being needy. Let them know, even if you are. Yeah. Let them know you're not needy.
Yeah.
From what I've experienced, when I tell people I don't like neediness, I don't want you all over my asshole.
Yeah.
Why did I say that? I don't want you, like, all up in my business texting me all the time and, like, DMing me. Dude, I tried to date this guy who, if he saw the fucking green light on my Instagram, would... And I had an
also, first of all, people who, like, look for that to see if they're... That's weird.
No.
That's
right?
Weird.
And I would, like, ignore one of his messages because I hate texting. And he would, like, DM me and be like, oh, you're on Instagram? I was like, that's so
like, just for that, you're getting blocked.
Yeah. But, I mean, just tell people that because I think then... Even if you're not, I think that also, again, like, creates a space.
Yeah.
Or, like, I don't know, like...
My soapbox I'll get up on, and I mean, this is, like, the absolute basic thing for any relationship, romantic, platonic, whatever, fucking communicate.
Oh, my God, yeah.
I cannot preach that enough. Communication skills is, like, key in anything. Like, being able to say, like, what you're feeling to another person, and, like, and also... In return, being able to accept what that other person has to say back to you.
Yeah.
If you can successfly do that, I think you'll be like good to go in any type of relationship, like I said, platonic or otherwise.
Yes.
That's just the key foundations of anything. And people who like I don't have time for people who want to play games. I hate that. I don't even like fun like little like flirty games like I don't care for that. I'm like, I don't like people who aren't straightforward. Because I honestly, like, I don't have time or the energy to, like, fuck around with, like, games or anything.
No.
So, like, tell me, like, how you're feeling. If something is upsetting you and you're not telling me, I'm not going to take the effort to be like, I mean, unless I really think that, like, something is genuinely wrong with you or I see you like, are, like, you know, looking, like, harmful or destructive towards yourself, then obviously I'm going to talk to you, like, hey, like, you know, what's going on? But if you're being, like, passive-aggressive or any shit like that, I'm done. I'll wait for you to talk to me about that, but I'm not going to try and be, like,
you should tell, like, I have a problem. Like,
I mean, even if it's just being like, hey, I have shit going on right now. I'm sorry if it's affecting you. I just wanted to let you know that. I'm not comfortable talking about it right now.
Yes.
But just letting you know there's some shit going on and that's why I'm acting like that. I'll be like, okay, yeah, totally fine.
Exactly.
Totally fine.
Exactly. And, I mean, I'm somebody who processes things late.
Yeah.
So, like, sometimes I'll be upset in the moment and I won't really understand why. And then later on I'll be like, oh, it's okay. But, like, it's important because when even in my platonic relationships, I've noticed when I hold on to things and I don't tell people how I'm feeling, then it doesn't end up well. And I just think, I've had plenty of falling outs because of that.
Yeah.
You know, and but also just stop trying to be around somebody who can't handle that.
Yeah. I
mean, there are plenty of toxic people. The moment you try to be like, hey, I'm not cool with the way you're acting, then they turn on you and they're like, okay, well, I didn't like that you... Of course, it stops recording. They're like, I'm not cool that you did this, and then it becomes like your problem, or like it just deal with things as soon as possible. As soon as you recognize like you're not okay with something, here's why. Go to that person. If they can't receive that, they're not worth having in your life, you know?
And it's, I know, I mean, ever since, like, you know, kind of becoming an adult and realizing that communication is, like, something that you have to do.
Yeah.
Those conversations, they're going to be awkward. They're going to feel weird. Like, that's just, because it's not, I don't feel like it's in our first nature to, like, to communicate or to talk about. It's always kind of been like deal with it on your own. And so if it feels awkward and like scary being able to, or being like having to open up and like say how you feel, but that's just, you gotta do it.
You have to. And I mean,
and that's just, I think that like that's a key point in growing up too. Like,
I mean, seriously,
looking at people who I like, even now, like people that I follow on like Twitter or Instagram, like just seeing the type of stuff that they like talk about, or if you think this way, blah blah blah, then like unfollow me, and I'm just like, grow up.
Yeah, I would rather have a conversation. You know, like I would, you know, like I'm so aware of like things that I say and do, and I beat myself up for it, like, so much, you know, because I never want somebody to feel bad because of my own actions, or, like, I don't know, I just never want to do anything to hurt somebody else, and so, like, I'm so aware of that, so, I mean, of course you're,
also,
like,
sorry, continue.
No, I mean, I was just saying, just, like, I think first nature, like, you get defensive because you don't want to be that way, you don't want to be the way that someone's insinuating, but I mean, I get it, I can be that way, but at the end of the day, you just have to be like, oh shit, this is how I impacted somebody, and I need to realize that, like, you need to think about it and be like, now, I mean, sometimes people will twist the narrative, so you have to realize, you know, third eye, or what is it, third perspective, outside view, something like that, but, I mean, again, you have to evaluate, and when what they're saying holds true, you know it, and you feel it, and you know you did wrong.
Yeah, and, like, I'm someone who, I not only do I need communication, like, for me to be able to express myself, but, like, I'll make shit up in my brain. This is my own enemy right here. God. She does a lot of self-sabotage. So if my anxiety is saying, like, hey, their vibes are off, what's going on with that? Like, I'll start making stuff up in my mind. So, like, I need that other person to be like,
validation.
That's what I need. Maybe I do need some validation, but I think there's a healthy amount of like, especially when you're aware of someone like me, who like my anxiety will trick. She will trick me.
Make shit up.
Ooh, and like even if it's just like one day where like, let's say like, I don't know, like someone like doesn't. They say something and, like, just slightly off and, like, whatever, their tone is just... Or, like, if they don't say anything, or, like, if I even get the smallest sense that, like, their vibes are off,
they text a little weird.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, my God, they hate me. I'm like, I don't know what I did, but they hate me.
Yes, you totally think it's you. Yeah. I think that's the other half of communication is being, like... Hey, I'm feeling weird. Yeah. So then you don't make the other person...
And being able to say, like, hey, just so you know, like... This is something that, like, I have to deal with, so if I need a little extra validation, like, that's on me, but, like...
Oh, my God, the amount of people I've had to tell, like, I overthink things.
Oh, my God.
Please tell me if it's just a you thing and it's not a me thing. Yeah. Because I will sit here and I will be like, is it me? Did I do something?
And, like, everyone is different. Like, let's say with one person, if they respond, like, a certain way in their text, like... You'll be like, oh shit, but then...
They put a period
in. They put a period and they don't normally put a period. That's when I'm like, oh shit. But then someone who I know who, like, normally uses periods and punctuation in their texting, if they do that, then I'm like, okay, well, that's just them. So being able to communicate with different people and be like, this is how I respond. Also, when I'm, like, talking to someone new and I'm texting, oh my God, I'm so overly enthusiastic.
Oh my God.
Because I'm like...
Explanation points everywhere.
But now, like, if I know someone for a long time, like, now when, like, you and I text, I'll just be like, nah, that's cool.
I know.
I'm like, just because I don't really care for texting too much. No. Like, and so... I'll just do, like, one-word responses. Yeah. Every now and then, I'll be like, I'll text something, and I'll be like, you'll probably take it the wrong way, like, just because I know you, and, like, I know that, like, if I respond like this, then, like, so I'll be like, let me just add, like, a little emoji or, like, something, or, like, a little smiley face.
I have to fight that voice in my head. Like, no, honestly, with the same thing, sometimes you will be like, I'll say something and you'll be like, and like, don't take it the wrong way, don't take it the wrong way.
And I guarantee you, on my end, I sat there for, like, 5 minutes being like, yes, yeah.
But see, these type of conversations are good because then
this is our own little therapy.
Exactly. But this is a prime example. Like even just telling people how you are and how you act, I think that helps overthinkers remind themselves and have that voice of reason come in and be like, no, that's just them. Like, I hate to keep bringing up my boyfriend, but that's probably one of the most stable relationships that I have. Anyways, where like a lot of this applies. Yeah. I mean, with him, like, there's stuff I used to get so mad about, and I used to think about so much.
Yeah.
And then now it's just kind of like he'll do things, and then he'll be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, but then it's like, I know that's him, and I know that's how he is.
I love learning about new people. I love, in my head, it's like a little, like, no, I'm not like a video game, but you're like, oh, I unlocked a new trait about this person, or like, I love like creating like new relationships with people, just because it's like I love learning all of their like little like quirks and like how they act and why they act that way. Yeah, and like it's just. I just love doing that.
But I think part of, like, getting older and, like, growing up and being mature is thinking, like, oh, okay, it's not me. That's just how they are. Like, and I have to remind myself.
Also, learning that you, like, can't control everything. And, like, no matter how much you tell a person, like, hey, this blah, 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 and then they still do that. Just because that's in their nature. And it's not necessarily, like, a thing meant with, like, malice or whatever. That's just how they are, and that's in their nature. Yeah. And being able to learn that you can't control everything about that, oof.
That hits different.
Yeah.
And I think...
And being okay with it and knowing that, like, that's maybe to me, personally, it might mean something, but when they do that, it doesn't mean anything. Like... Yeah. And just learning to, like, work with that.
Exactly. So I think that is so important. And then, again, like... Or just reminding people, like... Again, with my boyfriend, I have to remind him, like, hey, you did this thing. Remember, I'm an overthinker. Yeah. So you have to validate me. You have to remind me that, like...
Because, like, people are so complex.
Yes.
Like, there's I mean, when you think about it, like, even at our age, like, 20-ish years of, like, history and things that have made people the way that they are like, today... Exactly. Just, like, you got a lot of backstory there.
Yeah. Or I think it's so important, too, to put yourself in someone's shoes. Like if somebody's giving you a little bit of attitude, be like, okay, it's not me. Like, what have they talked to me about? What do I know that they're going through? What have they talked
about? Also, just
Where
knowing if someone has an off day, you're like, that does not mean that it has to do with me. And that's something that I have to constantly remind myself.
Yes. Like, it's not me. Yeah. Yeah. But I think it's also important to, like, walk through life with the mentality of, like, there isn't a problem unless someone tells me there is.
Yeah, like, I've had to accept that.
Exactly. Like, I am going to be oblivious to this problem. I'm not going to overthink it. If they have a problem with me,
then they can talk to me about
They can talk to me. Otherwise, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm just going to live my life. And if they need to address it, if they have an issue with the way I'm acting, then they can be mature and they can be an adult and they can come to me and talk to me.
Because also that's some people's like way of like coping is like having to figure stuff out and deal with that on their own. And then when they're ready, like they'll talk to you about like because I mean some people like you just need time to like to figure it out.
Yeah,
and you can't push someone to talk about something until they're ready.
Exactly, and I think that's the fair thing to do. I think people.
Not everyone reacts and copes in the same way.
Exactly, but bottom line is just like communicate. Like, I also think, like, I mean, I think it's fair. Like, it's fair to cut off people who are toxic. Yeah. But I think you should at least talk to them first.
I've had relationships in the past where I don't want to say it was toxic, but, like, just being able to say, like, hey, like, right now, what you're going through and what you're dealing with, I can't help you with that. Like,
fair.
Like, it's not healthy for me.
Yes.
To be the one to help you deal with that, and I'm so sorry about that, but, like, there comes a certain point where you have to look out for yourself.
And that's completely valid, too. But, yeah, I think the other side of it, too, is, like, if you keep going to somebody and you're like, hey, I have a problem with this, I have a problem with that, and they're
your friends are not your therapists.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But, like, if they're not changing their behavior and, like, what you have a problem with, I think then that's worth cutting them off. Yeah. But I think it's not fair to cut somebody off before even talking to them about it.
You have to have, like, I just believe before anything happens, like, you just have to have conversations with people about why things are going this way.
Yeah, and then if they're not getting the message or they keep doing what you've told them you don't like, then that's when it's, you know? Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm glad my brain is developing because it helps with my anxiety. It helps me not overthink things. And I mean, of course, like it's stupid how many falling outs that I've had with people. Yeah. I hate it. I hate that, but then I look back at it and I'm like, well, would I want to be friends with them? And those people too, like, I gave them chances, or at least I felt like I did. Yeah. And here we are now. And you know what? The best people and the most solid people have come back into my life. Or they've been like, hey, we had this falling out, let's talk about it. Or, hey, like, you know what, I hear what you were saying and I get it now. Like, I think there is nothing wrong with feeling like somebody's doing something that you just can't get behind. Yeah. And you've tried, and you know what, that is okay. And if they're worth being in your life, they'll come back around. I believe in that. Again, just even back to, like, romantic, platonic, whatever. A relationship is going to last as long as you need that person, as long as they need you, and as long as it works and it makes sense. Mm-hmm. And it is totally okay if that ends. Like, nothing is forever, and I mean, that's why I don't believe in marriage, and that's also why I support divorce. Like, nothing is forever, and that's okay. Yeah. It's like, you needed them for that moment and for then, and it worked. And then when it doesn't, it doesn't. But if somebody is meant to be in your life, I do believe in fate in the sense that they will come back in your life. Oh, come back around, and whatever is meant to be, it'll happen. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big believer in, like, if something is meant to be, it'll find its way to, like, work itself out. And, like, so far in my life, like, I have found that to be, like, completely true. Oh, like, yeah. You know, in, like, going back to, like, high school, like, I found myself, like, looking at, like, relationships, again, like, platonic or otherwise with people, and being, like, at the time, it's just not working out. And, like, I was, like, really upset over that, but I kept having to remind myself and be, like, if this relationship is gonna continue, it'll find a way to. Like, exactly. Just because, like, right now, like, maybe, like, me and the other person aren't in the right, like, headspace to, like, to be there for each other, that doesn't mean that's gonna last for forever. Like, we'll find our way, like, back to each other and, like, be able... And if it's meant to be, then you'll be, like... You can pick up a good friendship or good relationship. You can pick up where you left off.
For sure. No, Oh, there she stops.
There she goes again.
100%. And I've had friends who've, like, sorry, I hate that I'm burping, but we've had, there goes my phone, we've had falling outs, and then we've come back together. Because we went on our own paths, our own journeys, and it worked out, and it's fine, and I've broken up with people like that. Yeah. Like, if we're meant to be, well,
then we'll
be
find
back. Exactly.
See you later.
See you later. It's not working out. Yeah. No? But, I mean, I do believe in that. Yeah. I really do. But... Yeah, anyways, I feel like, let's see how long we've been talking about this? I don't know.
It's probably almost an hour. It's probably time to move on. Real quick, our last little.
Yeah, but, I mean, I guess a good word of wisdom that my mom gave me after my dad got a divorce. She was just like, just communicate. Yeah. Just communicate. Yeah. That's the moral.
Yeah.